how are you doing today? You look a little under the weather.
By asking the patient how she is doing and sharing her observation that she appears to be under the weather, this helps Miss Kaylee, a usually closed-off patient, talk about her problems. A non-therapeutic way to introduce this observation would be to say, "You look worse than usual today."
Yeah, today just hasn't been the best day. Like, I've had better days than today.
I'm sorry, can you tell me why that is?
The nurse demonstrates active listening. Active listening shows the patient that you really do care about them. Non-therapeutic listening would be turning your back to the patient, not acknowledging their problems at all. This would make the patient not trust the nurses that she has to interact with.
Yeah, I just feel really alone. Like, my daughter hasn't come and visited me since last week, and she hasn't called me. And my husband, he's in the hospital, and I can't go visit him, and he can't come visit me. So I just feel really, really alone.
So you feel alone here because you haven't been able to see your family?
By paraphrasing the patient's concerns, the nurse demonstrates that she listened to the patient and is actively trying to understand her problems. Not paraphrasing the patient's concern could be non-therapeutic because it might make the patient feel as if the nurse didn't understand what she vocalized.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't have any friends here.
I understand how you feel. Whenever I was in high school, I had to switch schools in the middle of the year.
Really?
Yep, and I felt like I didn't have any friends, but I chose to join a book club, and I made some lifelong friends. Maybe you could try having dinner with some friends here, or maybe going to bingo tonight.
I do like bingo.
The nurse introduces the therapeutic technique of hope. She envisions the patient having friends and encourages her to break out of her comfort zone. If the nurse chose to not utilize this technique, it would not be therapeutic because the patient may not gain the confidence to complete the goal that was discussed.
I just don't know how I feel about meeting new people. I'm nervous and scared.
Well, if your husband can't come in for a while and your daughter's pretty busy, it sounds like maybe a good cure for loneliness would be trying to meet some of your neighbors here.
The nurse uses the therapeutic technique of confrontation to identify the inconsistencies of what the patient actually wants. It would be non-therapeutic to not try and challenge the patient's position, as it will not improve their own position.
I suppose I could go down to the dining hall and try to eat some dinner with some people.
I'll tell your aide to bring you down then. You're a really nice person. I'm sure you'll meet plenty of friends.
Thank you. Come give me a hug, sweetie.
The nurse also gives the patient a hug, which helps her gain a more personal relationship with the patient. A non-therapeutic way to deal with the patient reaching out for a hug would be to deny the patient of it, which may damage the patient's self-esteem.
So we were discussing how you were feeling a little lonely and how to resolve it. Is there anything else you'd like me to know today?
Through summarizing the interaction, the nurse gets ready to leave the patient's room and ends the conversation. It helps the patient to understand the key points of the interaction. Leaving without summarizing may make the patient feel as if the interaction was not meaningful to the nurse.
No, ma'am, I'm good. Thank you for coming and talking to me, though, today.
You're welcome. Here's your call light if you need anything. Do you want your door open or closed?
You can keep it open.
Okay, have a nice day, Miss Kaylee.